Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. We're on the 11th of February 2028. We are playing Spurs in just 1 day's time. We've gone all the way through January. We have done a fair amount of business as well. Spent a lot of money. So let's talk about transfers first. No, we won't. We'll briefly talk about the matches that we've played off camera just before we got to the January transfer window. So, you know about the Bournemouth game, right? That was a 1-1 draw. Matteo Lopez-Bays with the goal against Fulham. 3-0. Thiago Almada, Christchurch and Fite up with the goals against Everton. Edson scoring himself a hat-trick against my former team, giving us 3 very good points there. Against Huddersfield, we were awful and lost 2-0. Enough said about that. So, 2 reasonably sized transfers have taken place. The first one is Marlon Vazquez, the Colombian central midfielder who I thought was a lot younger when I signed him, if I'm not mistaken, or is that somebody else? No, we signed him ages ago. That's right. He has returned to Colombia £3.1 million. He actually went mid-December, but I didn't tell you about it because it wasn't really relevant. And the bigger one, Miguel Angel Valenzuela, who we signed a long time ago, has returned to Mexico, signing for Pumas. We bought him for 3.2 million, sold him for 15.75 million. There is additional money. I think it's potentially, 23.5 million pounds we could be getting for Miguel Angel Valenzuela. He probably should have got a lot more football earlier on. If he got that, he probably would be in our first team right now, but unfortunately, never really got the chance. Still only 24, so still has plenty of time to actually grow. I'm thinking we might actually have a sell-on fee in there as well. Another player to leave is 22-year-old Colombian goalkeeper Anderson Vazquez. He has signed for Arsenal. He is quite clearly going to be their 3rd or 4th choice goalkeeper. We signed him last season for £500,000, sold him this season for just under £1 million. He was never going to play for us. And one loan deal to mention as well. Matteo Lopez-Bays has gone out on loan to Lyon in France because he wasn't going to get any first team football since we've gone and bought ourselves a brand new striker. The first of 4 players to join the club then, in no particular order, actually in some particular order, cheapest to most expensive, that's what we're going to go for, is Walter Valiente, a 22-year-old Paraguayan central defender. We've already got some form of success with Paraguayan defenders, don't we? So yes, he has signed and then gone out on loan to Cerro Porteño, I think back in Paraguay. Yeah, £1.2 million, loaned back to the club where we bought him from because he's not registered. Next in through the door is 23-year-old Italian right-back Yuri Delati, who has signed from Atalanta. We've paid £6.75 million for him. He was out of contract. He signed a pre-contract agreement, and I went, you know what, we do need someone else who can also challenge Johnny Santos for that right-back spot. So Yuri was brought in earlier than expected, and he's immediately annoyed because apparently I promised him that I would strengthen the squad, and I didn't, apparently. I definitely did. The next 2 players will show that I definitely did. Starting with the strikers then. Cesar Girardini. Girardini? Not Cesar Girardini. Sure, we'll go with that. Signing from Chivas, 20-year-old Mexican striker. 13 goals in 13 appearances for Mexico. 3-star current ability, only 4-star potential, but he is a wonder kid. He is fast as all buggery. He's good. He's not amazing at finishing. 14's still pretty good. I think he's probably very good for us. He's already played 5 games, scoring 2 goals, getting 1 assist as well. So I think, for the money that we've spent, which is £13.5 million, he's going to be a good player for us. Like I said, still only 20 years old. And the big one, for £20.5 million, not 25, £20.5 million, it is a 20-year-old Brazilian central defender, 2-footed wonder kid, signing from Corinthians. It is Andre. 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. He is bloody good. He is very, very good. We spent a lot of money on him, like I've mentioned. But look at him. Just look at the amount of green that is there. Yes, he can't header. Maybe that's the one thing that's letting him down. Maybe we just don't need him to header. Maybe someone else can do the headering for him. So that is the transfer business that we have done so far. I say so far, the window's shut. We're in February. It's closed. It's done. It's happened. Also, if we look on the right-hand side, a lot of business has taken place that I haven't really mentioned. Craig James, Sebastian Druniak both leaving the club. Another player leaving as well is Steve Smith to Burnley. There is a 50% sell-on in that one because he's only 17 years old. Yankov going out on loan. Lucas Schmidt, Yakuruso, Marcus Stock, Shin Dong-jun, and Matteo Lopez-Bays, as I've mentioned, Jamie Duffy, and Walter Valiente, as I've already mentioned, also going out on loan. Returning to the fixtures then, January was very, very good for us. We started off with an FA Cup third round tie against Fulham 3-0, Lewis Cook and Marlon Charles with 2. Against Leicester, Johnny Santos playing as a right back, scoring twice. He got himself a brace. I don't know how he managed to do that. Against Chelsea, we beat them 1-0. Helinho, the left back this time, getting on the score sheet. Against Manchester United, it was a 2-2 draw. Giardini and Munoz with the goals for us. Against Everton, another victory, this time 3-1. Giardini opens the scoring after 2 minutes. Edson gets 2 goals as well. Chelsea in the FA Cup fourth round. Marlon Charles on the 92nd minute, stealing a victory, setting up a fifth round tie against Norwich. And against Arsenal, we lost 1-0. It's fine. And then we had a weird break. There was no real reason for it other than there was a break. Everyone else played, so I set up a friendly against Bury because I weren't sure whether they were in the game. They're not, but apparently we can play them. I don't understand. We played them in a friendly. We beat them 5-0. Hopefully that was somewhat of a whistle-stop tour about the transfers that have taken place. This episode, we're like halfway through already. This episode, we are going to jump into the Spurs game, and that is going to be the only match of this episode. So I'll join you in a second, ready with the Spurs match. Here we go then. 5th place Spurs up against 10th place Newcastle United. We've done all right since January. Obviously, we've won a fair amount of games in January, so we've moved up in terms of points. Not in terms of league table position. I think we've actually technically dropped down one place. But we are a lot closer now to the top 6 than where we were. And we're still 10 points behind. But we do have a game in hand. The starting lineup that we're going to go for then. In goal is going to be Wang. Yep, Adonam is fit. There's nothing wrong with him. He is unhappy. Similar to Dalati. Because apparently I said I was going to strengthen the midfield. And I didn't do that. Which is true. I didn't strengthen the midfield. But I have no more money, so I couldn't do it anyway. So we're going to give Wang a start in this game, which might be a mistake. The back four is going to be Johnny Santos on the right, Carlos Restrepo on the left. Andre and Munoz will be the 2 central defenders today. Andre, by the way, along with Charles Cesar and a couple of other players, have been out on international duty since the middle of January. So Andre's only played once for us. This is his second appearance. Charles Cesar will be that defensive midfielder, Lewis Cook and Christ Chole in the middle, Edson and Marlon Charles as the wingers, with Giardini as the striker. We are 9 seasons in. 9 seasons into this save. Harry Kane is still here. He is 34. He's still got another year or so left on his contract. He's still good as well, isn't he? So is Dele Alli. Dele Alli, 31 years of age now. He's almost scored 100 goals in the league for Spurs. If he gets 4 against us, he's going to break that, isn't he? Now, in terms of the league, we are kind of writing it off now, aren't we? I can't think we're going to really be challenging for Europe at the current rate. So we just need to just keep up momentum. Just keep winning games here and there. Doing good against the teams that we should be beating. Getting reasonable, the odd point here and there against teams like Spurs. If we get a point here, I'll be happy with the point. It's Ben Godfrey, the world's best central defender. Kicks it upfield straight to Marlon Charles. He has to score. How has he not scored? It's a weird save from Livakovic. It's going to be a corner. 22 minutes on the clock it's taken. And we are going to be seeing Christ Chole, the Ivorian, stepping up towards the back post. Andre was there. It's a free kick for Spurs. I'm not quite sure what happened. No real highlight there. Andre with a free kick just a few minutes later. Giardini heads back to Lewis Cook. Cook forward to Marlon Charles with 2 England caps to his name and 1 England goal. He's dribbled round 2 players, goes for goal himself. It's straight at Livakovic. While the first half an hour, we have quite clearly been the better side. We just haven't managed to score a goal. I'd like, if we can, to get another highlight before half-time and ideally score a goal from it. No, it's going to be 0-0 at half-time. How are we not winning this game? I don't know how we're not winning this game. But we are not winning this game. Right, I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to do any changes. I mean, weirdly, our goalkeeper is on a 6.9. What's he done? He saved 2 shots. 5 minutes into the second half. Restrepo's throw. Chole doesn't manage to header it. Restrepo gets it back. Charles Cesar and Restrepo, the 2 South Americans. Passing it between them. Giardini. Now Chole crosses it. Finds Edson. Doesn't manage to find Edson, actually. Lewis Cook to Johnny Santos on the right. He's got 3, 4, 5 potentially. Giardini's there. Marlon Charles is there. Across to Giardini. He's hit the inside of the post. Ben Godfrey clears it. How are we not winning this game? Livakovic holds the ball in his hand. I'm not quite sure what that was. Drops it and just kicks it over the halfway line. Finds Wanderless on the left. Plays it back to Mariba. He's ran straight into, I think, Lewis Cook, but kept hold of the ball into the area. Wang makes a good save. Makes 2 good saves, actually. Second one wasn't really a save, was it? We're still in this game. Free kick for Spurs. Magellan steps up plays it to Vigano on the floor. Magellan gets it back. Is he going to run past Lewis Cook into the area? Kicks it straight into Lewis Cook. Vigano again with the ball on the left. Plays it to Ndombele in the area. Crosses it back post. We're 1-0 down. We don't deserve to be 1-0 down. But this game hates me. We're losing to Spurs. I can't see us getting back into it either. Right, subs time. Time for a change. Edson is going to come off. We're going to do Thiago Almada. No, we're not. We're going to do Guendouzi. That's what we're going to do. Stick Christ-Chole on that right-hand side. Do we do another change? Johnny Santos for Delati as well. Maybe we give him a shout. Let's do a show some passion. We've been the better side. We're just not going to get anything from this game. Just seen their right-back scored their goal as well. Throw for Magellan to take. Martinez, the goal scorer. Marlon Charles with the slide tackle. Straight to Magellan. Into the area. Crosses it. Back post. Header clear from Munoz. Only as far as Ndombele. Now Mariba. On the right. The goal scorer Martinez into the area. Is he going to get tackled? Kicks it straight into our man. And now Marlon Charles can just use his pace to run down that left-hand side. Gets outside. Ben Godfrey, I think it is. Tries to cross it in. Please. Does he? Please. Please. Charles Cesar's there. It's 1-1. Finally, Marlon Charles spent way too long just deliberating what he was going to do with that. Eventually, it fell to Charles Cesar. It's 1-1. We can win this now. Okay, right, I'm more optimistic, more confident. Not with a highlight straight after the goal, though. And Ndombele to Sal. Vigano. Sal, again, don't like the fact that this is starting with Spurs just passing it. Poirier, who's just come on the pitch, runs forward. Lewis Cook steals it away. Chole and Delati doesn't manage to get the ball back. It's Harry Kane. Goes for goal. Whoever that was, it was Poirier. Smashes it over the bar. Right, our final sub is happening. Giardini is coming off. Fite up is going to come on. That is all we can do and just hope for the best. Final 5 minutes. Let's do a get creative and see if we can get a highlight. We've been the better side. Wang, by the way, he's got a 7.0. I think that was a good decision from me. 20 shots to their 10, 12 on target to their 5, to 1-1 draw. We were unlucky. How did we not win that game? I did say earlier that I'd be happy with a draw. So, I mean, Nascimento say it was excellent. I'll agree. We did deserve more than a point, but we got a point. So that was our game in hand, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it? No, people are still playing. Is that our game in hand? I don't even know. Fulham. Chelsea are on 25. Okay. Yeah, that was our game in hand. So we're 10th. Great. We're a long way away from getting into Europe, aren't we? Right, next episode then. What are we going to do? I say that as if it's a question. I know what we're going to do. Next episode, we're going to go Liverpool and Monaco in the Champions League. So in between, it's going to be Fulham. It's going to be the first leg against Monaco at home. Bournemouth, Norwich in the FA Cup, and then Sheffield United back in the league. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I'll be back next time with more Football Manager with Newcastle United.